Okay, hi, we're live, I think. So welcome everyone. It's me, Mabel, and welcome to this very, 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 very special 10,000 subscriber live stream. I've been posting this on every single social media thing I have because I've been so excited for this. First of all, it's a huge milestone, obviously, for me, but yeah, I wanted to give something back to you guys because, like I've said, I could not have made it this far without you guys. So, yeah, I'm excited for this. I hope you guys are excited for this. I'm assuming if you're here, you're excited for this, but all be excited about this together. First things first, if people could tell me if audio and video is all okay. I have my Yeti set up over here. So let me know if that sounds good. I can adjust the gain up or down. Yeah, I can adjust that throughout the live stream as well. If I start getting excited, I can get a lot louder. Also, I have to apologize because I'm going to be looking down at the screen a lot because a lot of you know that I don't use a monitor when I'm filming. I just have the camera in front of me, and so when I do have my face looking back at me, it's very hard not to look at it. But I'm going to try my best not to. But anyways, hello everyone. I'm so glad that there's people here already. How's everyone doing? Also, what did everyone do for Father's Day? Let me just check. Voice sounds good. Okay, good, good, good. Hello, everyone. I'm not going to mention everyone by name because there's quite a few of you already, but yeah. So basically, what we're going to do is this is a Q&A, obviously. I've got a bunch of questions that you guys asked me already. I've tried to separate them into sections. So, I had, like basic questions, questions about ASMR, more deeper questions. So I tried to like put them in chunks so I'm not just jumping around all over the place. But yeah, so I'm going to answer those questions first. And then at the end of that, I'll kind of throw it out open to everyone. If they want to ask a question then go ahead and ask a question then. But yeah, I guess let's get right into it. So I'm going to start with some more, I guess, basic questions just to kind of ease us into it. So the first questions I had were about music, which I do love music, so I'm okay answering these questions. But the first question was, what kind of music do I like to listen to? And I am usually kind of like an alternative indie music person in general, or like sad boy music, like very like melancholy songs. I listed out a few of my favorite bands, which, by the way, I did make some notes for some of my answers because I'm the kind of person where if you ask me my favorite movie, I just forget the names of every single movie that's ever existed. So for some of these questions, I needed to make some notes. But for some of my favorite bands, in case you're interested, the Wombats is been one of my favorite bands for quite a while. I saw them in concert a few years ago, like pre-COVID, and I'd loved them before that. But yeah, it was a really, really nice concert, and I've loved them so much since then. Also, keeping in the concert realm, Noah Kahan. He's most famous for a song recently called Stick Season, but I had actually gone to see him in concert a week ago, actually, in Montreal, and that was a great concert. I loved him. He was such a great entertainer, and in the middle of his set, he paused, like he was playing, a bit of a melody on guitar, and he did like a 5-minute segment just like encouraging people to go see a psychiatrist or a psychotherapist, which I thought was so cool that he was just like, "Hey guys, I struggled with mental health, like everyone should go see a therapist." Anyways, I thought it was, nice to use his platform for something positive. And then another person who I haven't seen yet, but I will see later this year is Hobo Johnson. He His music is very hard to describe. It's almost like spoken word, but like on top of, a regular instrumental like guitar, drums, everything like that. But yeah, it's kind of almost like slam poetry to music. I really recommend Hobo Johnson. So check him out. And then other people I like Glass Animals, Young the Giant, Alt J. Like if you were to on Spotify go indie music, basically any of those people, I would like them. But yeah, hello also to all the new people who are joining us. Like I just said, I'm not going to say hi to everyone since there are quite a few people right now. Oh no, Owen, I'm sad you're heartbroken. Feel free to write something. I might not answer back right away, but I will try to get back to you. But I hope you're doing better. Okay, I got one question I'll answer right now just because it's a quick one. Because it asked if I could speak another language. I can speak a little bit of Spanish, not too much. Maybe later I can attempt to speak some Spanish. But yeah, for now I'll get back to the other questions. So I can't speak Hindi. Maybe what you're thinking of, because I've mentioned a couple times, my parents speak a bit of Bengali. So I know like a couple words, like I know 5 words in Bengali, but I don't speak any Hindi. Oh, I'm sorry you've been ignored by people, Owen. People here love you, so I'm sure everyone can attest that they love you. But yeah, Owen, I hope you're feeling better. Someone had also asked, it's a very similar question, but 3 songs I've been listening to recently. And I couldn't pick 3, so I picked 5. I hope that's okay in the spirit of this question. I guess I'll just list them out. So Light Years by The National, Pick Your Tears Up by Grace Carter, Woman by Mumford & Sons, Sour Grapes by John the Ghost, and Youngblood by Noah Kahan. I would say that Stick Season is still my favorite Noah Kahan song, but at the concert I hadn't really listened to Youngblood before, and I don't know, it got stuck in my head at the concert, so I've been listening to that a lot recently, as well as I'm learning it on guitar, because if you don't know, I play guitar as well. Oh, I'm glad you're feeling better. That's good. But next, we're moving on to, I was asked my favorite movie or TV show, but in high school, which I thought was an interesting question. Then I had to really think about what I actually liked in high school. So the biggest show for sure would be Avatar: The Last Airbender. For those of you who don't know, I have I have a tattoo on my shoulder. It's the Air Nomad symbol, which is 3 little swirls. And that was my first ever tattoo. But yeah, that was a very meaningful show to me in a lot of different ways. And then I had a few shows I really liked, like Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I really loved Smallville. What's his name? Tom Wellington, the guy who played Superman in Smallville. That was like my teenage crush. That man was very attractive to teenage Maple. I also put the original Spider-Man movies, like the Tobey Maguire ones. I really like those, which we're going to get back to Spider-Man in a second. And The Office, because everyone loved The Office when I was in high school, at least. I think everyone still does. Tom Welling? Is it Tom Welling or Tom Wellington? Am I just thinking of the city in New Zealand? I can't Google things right now, but I trust you, Ben, so Tom Welling. And I did see the cast for the live action. I'm really, really excited by the representation that they had there. The M. Night Shyamalan movie they had representation, but the wrong representation, which I thought was like a bit weird. But yeah, I'm super excited by the cast for the live action, and I'm very excited for that. I also got asked 2 other quick questions. So if there's quick questions, I'll answer them now. If they're longer questions, I'll write them down and get to them later. But someone asked where I live. And I won't give the exact location, but I live in Southern Ontario. I've lived in a few different places, but this is my hometown right now. This is my parents' house, actually. So yeah, this is where I live. And someone asked how old I was. Again, I won't give you an exact answer, but I'll say late 20s. And yes, the original Spider. I have not seen the Smallville podcast. I've never really been a podcast kind of person. And now with my job, I can't really like listen to things while I'm doing YouTube stuff because I'm either filming or I'm editing, so I need to like listen. So yeah, I don't really have a lot of time that I can just sit and listen to podcasts. I'd rather just watch a movie at that point. But so oh, and then my next question was what my guilty pleasure was, and related to TVs and movies, I love trash reality TV show. Like the trashier, the better. Like Love Island. It's a terrible show with not terrible people, but very vain people. But I love it. I love the drama. I will say that I know that there's a lot of trauma that comes from being on reality shows, but I also realize that these people kind of signed up for it. So I do try to stay empathetic that these people probably have years of trauma to unpack after being on a reality TV show. But yeah, I still enjoy it, so I'm gonna watch it. Oh, hi, Michael. Nice to see you too. Um, so yeah, recently I've been watching Selling Sunset. It's like a real estate trash reality TV show. And I find it amusing because it's a bunch of women who make, $100,000 commissions on selling one house. And I don't know, they have so much drama. And I'm like, how can, like, you guys are rich. If you wanted to, you could live a very happy life. And I don't know, they're just obsessing about drama. But anyways, I watch it, so I'm gonna continue doing that. So I said I was gonna get back to Spider-Man because someone had just asked if I was a fan of Spider-Man, because the most recent Across the Spider-Verse came out a couple weeks ago. So there were a couple questions, and first of all, I love Spider-Man. He's actually my favorite superhero, probably. I might be not thinking of someone, but off the top of my head, Spider-Man is my favorite, mostly because I really love like comic book Spider-Man, like how he's so snarky and sassy and sarcastic. I love that. That's why I actually also really liked Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man. I didn't think the movies were the best Spider-Man movies, but I really loved Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man. He really got that like snarky, sarcastic character down. Yeah, I don't know. I really liked Andrew Garfield. I do know that today is Father's Day. I celebrated this morning. We made brunch and it was very lovely. But yeah, how did you guys celebrate your Father's Day, and yeah, what did you guys do? Did you enjoy it? No, why do you hate Spider-Man? What's wrong with Spider-Man? He's so cool. And then the person who had asked about Spider-Man had asked if I had seen the most recent movie, what was my favorite song in the Across the Spider-Verse, I believe is the name of it. Which I did like the soundtrack, but I haven't yet listened through and picked out a favorite song, I guess. But I picked two songs from the first movie, which Sunflower, everybody likes Sunflower. How can you not like Sunflower? But also What's Up Danger, like the song that they play in the credits. I really like. So What's Up Danger? Really like that song as well. But moving on to a couple of questions, just like general questions. So someone, I think Ben, had asked me if I plan on being in Canada for the foreseeable future, or do I expect I'll be living abroad again? If some of you don't know, I've lived abroad quite a bit. I've lived in a few different countries. Most recently, I was in Spain for a couple years. But I do actually think that I'll be in Canada for quite a while. I think one of the reasons why I do really want this YouTube channel to succeed is not only do I love doing this and I feel like I'm, doing good for the world, but I feel like it also kind of fits in with the lifestyle I want, which is traveling. Because, potentially in the future, if this was, my full-time career, I could, pre-film a couple weeks of videos and then, go on a trip and, do some editing while I'm on the trip and then, just have this as my home base, I guess. So yes, I will be staying in Canada for at least the foreseeable future, probably at least a few years. But knowing me, I tend to be the kind of person where just one day I'll decide that I want to move somewhere else, and that could potentially happen, which has happened quite a bit. But yeah, I do think I'll be in Canada for the foreseeable future. And yeah, like I said, use this as kind of like my home base. So I'll probably be in the area that I am in now, or at least close by, not to say anything with that. Um, Someone is asking if I support Palestine or Israel, and I'm gonna say I don't know enough information to succinctly answer that question. So if you want to write me, I can do some research on it, but I don't want to answer that right now since I feel like I can't really answer that if I don't feel, well versed in the topic. Um, am I safe from the fires? Yes, I'm safe from the fires. I actually have a really bad track record of being in places that have had bad forest fires. I was living in Fort McMurray when that big forest fire happened a few years ago in Canada. I was living in Australia when the Australia forest fires were happening. When I was living in Whistler, there was a really big forest fire there. I had gone to France for 2 weeks last year, and there was a lot of forest fires. But yeah, so luckily, I am safe from the fires, but yeah, there's a bit of smog in the sky still, but not too much. But yeah. What did I like most about Spain? I'm gonna write down that one for later. Spain, what you like, because that one will be a bit. Oh, Kevin, I'm sorry you're feeling ignored. It's hard to do the questions and respond to people. But yeah, like I said, I'll be answering questions from you guys as well later. But yeah, feel free to discuss in the comments. Don't come to Wisconsin. Okay, I'll stay away from Wisconsin. I'll keep away from the forest fires. So the next question I had was, do I plan on trying to see the eclipse in April 2024? Which I didn't even know that this was a thing. I looked it up as soon as I saw this question, and I am actually really, really close to the path of totality, I think it's called. I'm not like right in the path of totality, but I could be there within a few hours. So I think I have to, right? Because I feel like lots of people travel hours and hours to see a full eclipse. And yeah, I feel like that's kind of like a once in a lifetime experience to see a full eclipse. But yeah, so I'm excited for that now. So in case you haven't heard of it, April 2024, go see the eclipse. I'm assuming it'll be cool. Moving on, I'm going to my next chunk of questions is kind of more like ASMR related questions. So yeah, I'll try to answer all of these in a bulk. So the first question was just why maple, which I've talked about this a little bit, but just to re-answer it now, because I am Canadian, that's one of the main reasons. And 420. But one of the other main reasons was at the time when I was kind of coming up with a name, I guess I had been playing Animal Crossing, and there's, oh shoot, what are they? Are they hedgehogs? The two ladies who run the clothing store. One of them is called Mabel. And so I was trying to think of names, something maybe Canadian, and then Mabel, I was like, oh, that's close to the word maple. Maple is kind of almost a name already. So yeah, Yeah, that's why I decided on maple. It wasn't a huge discussion, but yeah, or a huge thought process, but I was like, "Oh, maple is a nice word." Please tell a joke. Um, 3 drums and a cymbal fall off a cliff. Ba-dum-bum. That's my joke. Next question. An ASMR creator that I would want to collab with, but haven't yet. So I picked 2. These are bigger users. There are some smaller ones that I would maybe potentially want to, but I've been so busy the last couple months. But maybe in the next couple months, I'm going to be slowed down a little bit and I can do some more. But the 2 that I would like in an ideal dream world one day, Jelly Bean Green. I really